Hi, I'm Ron Epstein, co-owner of Home Theater Forum. Welcome to my home theater. You know, for me, the definition of a perfect home theater has nothing to do with the size of the display screen or the type of receiver that a person is using to listen to movies. It's all about the way they control their home theater. So you can imagine when I go to friends' houses and I see an array of remote controls across their coffee table, I just shake my head in disgust. I mean, look at this. These are all the remote controls that I would need to control every aspect of my home theater. We have my Dish TV remote control, we have my Direct TV remote control, we have my TiVo remote control, my Denon receiver remote control, my Apple TV remote control, my Blu-ray player, and my HD DVD player remote control. It's disgusting. So you can imagine a long time ago I sought to find the perfect remote control. One remote control to rule them all. I started with the universal remote controls. They're very expensive, $500, $600, and really you need a rocket scientist in your family to program them. Then I found Logitech. Logitech makes a line of remote controls that are fairly inexpensive and very easy to program. Right now, one of their most popular remote controls is the Harmony One. I've been using this remote control for about 2 years now. I love it. It's got a touchscreen display and it's got hard buttons on the bottom. Absolutely one of the best remote controls, if not the best remote control out there right now. And it controls every device in your home theater, turning on each device in the order that you want it to. It's perfect. I contacted Logitech recently and I said, you know what? I'd like to try your newest remote control, the Harmony 1100. Now this is a handheld 3.5-inch full touch screen display. Like the Harmony One, it's easily programmable and you can program it to turn on all your devices in the order that you want to turn them on in. Let's take a look what's inside. Okay, it's time for the unboxing of the Logitech 1100 Advanced Universal Remote Control. Let's see what's inside. Alrighty, first out of the gate, the 1100 remote control. It's quite small, very sophisticated looking. It's made of brushed metal with a piano black finish. There's your touch screen. Also, we have the charging stand. The stand can go on your table. The touch screen goes on it as so. Your AC adapter plugs into the stand, and this is how you recharge your unit. It also looks very nice sitting on a coffee table or a side table while it's charging. And from what I understand, it also has a screensaver display, so it can display some pictures that you can pre-select and upload to it while it's charging. Further inside the box, we have the user guide and the necessary computer software that you will need to program your Logitech 1100. The AC adapter, which plugs into the stand and charges your remote control. The USB cable that's necessary for you to connect your 1100 to your computer in order to program it. And finally, the battery. Okay, so here is my audio video rack. As you can see, these are all my components that make up my home theater. My Blu-ray player, my DVD player, my HD DVD player, my Logitech Review, my TiVo, my Dish Network, you get the idea. Today's project is to manage all these components with the Logitech 1100 Universal Remote Control. By that I mean, when I want to watch a Blu-ray, all I do is press a single button on the remote control, the Blu-ray player comes on, the television comes on, and the receiver comes on. When I want to watch my TiVo, I press a button. The TiVo comes on, the receiver comes on, the television comes on. We are going to program all that functionality into this remote control. And all that can be accomplished on your PC. The next step is for you to go to your computer and to install the software that accompanies the remote. The software is compatible with both Windows and Mac, and what you might want to do before even doing this is going to the Logitech website to see if there's any new upgrades available to the installation file. Generally, when Windows and Mac upgrades their operating system, Logitech makes new versions of their installation software available to you. Another tip that I'd like to give you is before you even attempt to go to your computer, take a piece of paper and write down the brand and model number of every single piece of component that you plan to add to this remote. This is necessary information. So once you have that all done, you're going to go to your computer, you're going to install the software, then you're going to bring up the software and log into Logitech's website. You're going to create a user account, and then you're going to enter all your components into the Logitech database. I'm going to show you how. Okay, so I wanted to show you just how easy it is to add individual components to the Harmony software database. The first thing you're going to want to do when launching the Harmony remote database is to select a device to add. There's a drop-down box. In this case, we're going to add a audio-video receiver, and we're going to select the manufacturer. Now, in my case, it's Denon, so I'm going to type D and move down the list to Denon, and I'm going to type in the model number. The Denon receiver is a 3311 CI. Then I'm going to click on Next, and my audio video receiver has been entered. And you're going to repeat this process for every single component in your audio video rack. Okay, so we've added all our devices, and I'm going to show you the list of, these are all our individual components here. And something I should point out, as you upload each individual component, it matches that component against a database that is stored in the Logitech servers. So when you upload, say, the Denon receiver or the Toshiba HD DVD player, it's actually accessing information that's online and downloading all the key commands that you're going to need to operate this device. So once we've entered all these devices, the next thing we're going to do is add an activity. Just to give you an example, we want to watch TV, so let's click Next. And it's going to ask us some questions. Which of these devices do we use to change the channels when we're watching TV? Well, I use my TiVo to change the channels when I watch TV, so I'm going to click Next. Okay. Which one of these devices do we use to control the volume? Well, I use my Denon receiver to control the volume. All right, and what input or channel does your receiver need to be on? Well, on my Denon receiver, my Logitech is plugged into my BD input. It's going to ask you to review the settings for this activity. You're going to click Next. And you have just completed an activity. The final step to this process, after you've added all your devices and all your activities to the online database, is that you're going to now upload it to your Logitech 1100 remote. And all you're going to do is simply connect it to a USB connection, and then the software will guide you with instructions on how to upload everything to the remote. It takes about under 5 minutes at the most. Here's my newly programmed remote screen, and as you can see, each one of these buttons represents an activity. We have Watch Blu-ray, Watch HD DVD, Watch TV TiVo, Watch Google TV, and Watch Apple TV. So if I want to watch TV TiVo, I simply press the TV TiVo button, and as you can see, my display turns on, my receiver turns on, and my TiVo unit turns on. Now, suppose you're watching TV and you say to yourself, you know what, I want to watch a Blu-ray. That's not a problem, because with the push of a single button, your Logitech remote will switch your devices. It'll turn off your current devices and turn on the devices for the next activity that you want to watch. Here's a for instance. I'm watching TiVo, watching TV, and I want to watch Blu-ray. So I go to this little activities button here in the bottom, and I select Watch Blu-ray. What happens now is my TiVo unit turns off, my display turns to the proper HDMI input, and my receiver also switches to the correct audio input. Now I'm connected to my Oppo Blu-ray player. And of course I can use the volume button to raise the volume, as well as lower the volume, and the channel button to change the channels. Okay, it's time for the remote control showdown. Here we have the Logitech 1100 universal remote control, just priced on Amazon for $260. Here we have the old favorite, the Logitech Harmony One universal remote control, just priced on Amazon for $150. This remote control costs $110 more. Which remote control is the better one? I think, hands down, it's the Logitech Harmony One remote control. Still the favorite, and still one of the best remote controls that Logitech makes. The big reason for me was the touchscreen. Yeah, it's nice having this 3.5-inch touchscreen, but you know what? Look at this screen for the TiVo watching TV. Look at the button layout. It looks kind of hokey. I really don't like it. And there's nothing that you can do about it. You can't go into the computer and redesign these buttons. You can't move them around. What you see is what you get. Meanwhile, on the Harmony One remote control, even though you have a smaller touchscreen, the button layout is much sleeker, much more pleasing to the eye. I really like the look of this small touchscreen, but the best thing about the Harmony One remote control is its hard button display. Nothing conforms your hands better to a remote than hard buttons. Yeah, a touchscreen is nice. You could certainly go in here and, change the channels. Very nice, but you know what? When I'm fumbling around in the dark, my hands conform to this remote much better. All my channel buttons are down here if I want to change the channels. My numbers are here in the middle. I have all my my component functionality, my play, my stop, my fast forward, my pause, and up here I have my activity buttons, my information guide. It's very, very easy to find everything. This is still the best remote control that Logitech makes. Now, another thing that I found is that the 1100 uses a lot more battery power than the Harmony One. I found that this drew a lot more battery power, which is not surprising when you take a look at this screen and the amount of power that it takes to keep that screen active. The Harmony One got a lot more battery power from use than the 1100 did. Also, another major problem that I had was connecting the 1100 to a Mac computer. And as a matter of fact, there seems to be an epidemic among Mac users trying to use this remote with a Mac computer. Logitech may claim that the 1100 is Mac compatible, but don't believe it. You actually have to do some workarounds in order to get this to communicate with your Mac. It involves going into your network settings, creating a new USB device. It's a mess. As a matter of fact, it took me about an hour to figure it out. If you read my review online, I'll give you instructions on how you can do it, but this is really not a Mac-friendly device. The Harmony One, when we connected it to a Mac, it connected USB with no problems whatsoever. So, for my money, the Harmony One is still the better remote control. It's the remote control that I recommend. However, if you're a first-time Logitech user, there's nothing wrong with the 1100. It's a very handsome device. I do like it. I just think that it's not worth the price difference when comparing it to the Harmony One. I'm Ron Epstein, co-owner of Home Theater Forum. Thank you very much.